but sa brantie boy a oboyi ena no to ema ne mboni bia yensan flow to yensan sakne biom
ena coach there wadwuma ne say as a leader give confidence to your players. Some of players confidence and why you demand be 80% because born who coach it doesn't matter what you know nya wona abebo.
Ishahaku Kamadin Sulemana, they are brilliant talent, but there's one thing: decision making.
First of all, Ghana DBO team be lower your expectations. And find Shawa Dream Musa Blasters in Suleman in my Essien and Essien Napia.
Nenra Andy a brand defender ni James no or Teti Gido Mensa.
Itimi Ayeken Austria share, Germany share, Mexico share, any will sabe board draw. Wait for any normal board draw no. Oman qualify for World Cup.
Na chese ha collective Africa Ghana Black Stars and sense my say wake up aka some few days and he start an annual Wolves match no boy na make your favorite sports journalist etna so no the breakdown at the by the ko ye the anko ye Michael Asare Boadu last week na so ayehie pa won nsema o kafa babara man ho concern the recon rather I am friend I call fans be buy ya on don sama ne don ko ye bo ano otenase e wo untumi sport na o ka say Black Stars players no as the third party that omontem no intimi enkoyi and ebi so a potential Kamadin Sulemana and Abante Fatau Ishahaku no omontimi on FA omo potentials ni ye and omunya support her ebetimi aboma omotimi abobola e wo se omo ebona se sankofo no etimi ahye enema ye dia ono o believe say Ghana Black Stars team no eye okay okasa ye chechire ensem mum ho and the Kerm so baton nemo the studios of Angel Kerm rather na and the Kerm so ekasa oh ye Ghana ni lower your expectations said the be ya onkonya broken heart because Ghana Black Stars team no aye won system la hey enye the Black Stars of old and ye John Mensah Asamoah Jonathan Mensah Saint as the Vosani adeno you need sir players ni be and into lower your expectations na ye hwe de nyame ebetumi e de aye okasa ye sir Kriss enso Pure FM enso ekasaye Maxwell Essien so ekasaye Click TV Africa yenkoko tie e dey say Asare Boadu on the studios of One to Me na ono so eche na adwen subscribe mamen we are now like it na wa comment makase channel we dey sports entertainment and then politics ye beto ho bia now ye wura e dey say ye wura World Cup season no menti no back to back sports updating kwa and ye dey yenko tie Michael Asare Boadu famra
Ishahaku Kamadin Sulemana, they are brilliant talent, but there's one thing: decision making. They are brilliant talent, but decision making, and it is a fundamental part of omu game ne was omu developing. So munya sadie na they are done. If they get it, decision making, when to pick a pass, when to take a shot, they have every skill set also almost thriving in today's football. But I will also not fault them that much because I am not attackers a farmer wa I the only neighbor. I think say you're attacking composition no. They were not players that complemented each other so well. Enra Brandon Thomas Asante and Esmiama Bonsuba no Mubemu no. They complemented each other so well.
Almost say because
almost free bench neighbor.
Okay.
Exactly. Now Ishahaku Jordan, Ishahaku Kamadin, Ishahaku Prince Edukobna. The kind of relationship I now make so mobile building and also sa. Unyamanya born so who drive no. Check the movement again. So many as a clip na maya. The man Ghana share goal.
Yeah, build up to Irenchi a goal. No?
Exactly. Check the movement of the players. Not just Nyama, but Omoni Omoko. When Nyama was in the box, he had two players Omoye lined on his left. Check it. NT check it. This is Irenchi. This is Nyama. Anna Waine. Bonsuba. So the three substitutes, they were part of the run into the penalty box of their Wales. So if I tell you, say bench players mostly come with additional info. Yeah. This is something we did not do much, was the first half. So why did we see this in the second half? We seem to away a game when you go half time and we reflect. And you seem to away a game you change. Okay, my sister personnel but go with the same message. Coach Betcher, this is what I want. So it is no coincidence to say Niamanie you didn't change the same thing and why Bonsubane won the left side. So what does it mean? Ghana will pacey wing attackers. Yahoo didn't see away a team no. Wing attack near will be brave.
You're 4.
And then they are on 4. Ebro 4. Semenyo, Iñaki Williams, Fatawi Shahaku, Kamadi Sulemana, Christopher Babonsu, and Niama.
Meme krame share property bia okay right. Niama ne Fatao. On the left, bamboo so come out. Okay, Semenyo Saba Meshawo. Semenyo side to me ball right. Iñaki to me ball left and right because Beba no. Seniko da left.
No, that right.
6
so
proper.
Ghana's attacking threat will come when we are direct and then quickly transition quick in our transitions. So me assure say dear Kamadi ne Fatahu is a the coach might not like it too much, and these are the advice and now information on the Bema say me penny say. It's coincidence that they made that drive and players pick themselves in that position. When it happens that way, you have numbers. Into numbers now, opponent in the box, either say player no ball shot no will directly score, or there will be a rebound. He scored from a rebound. So a pure coaching. Yes, we praise Niama for his run and everything, but I think it came from the coaching instructions that went to the team at halftime. Again, Brandon Thomas Asante looks like obi obema ye. Let's look at the attacking composition. No, see it me crackers are could not fancy. We don't have a problem. You were very talented wing attackers, but the selection. Why never why? Akomiane Asare Boadu bossing. Fancy better him. Yet minya sa formula ni writer. You solve a lot of the issues. Individual player but the composition. In yesterday's game, we saw Barbara Man being isolated. Your chain no echo cross a ball. Now, in the first half, Fancy AC 3 times. Gideon Mensah, Obon say Daniel James. Abo 1-2 no more you born for Gideon Mensah. Bako crowd AC. I'm a Prince Edu Kobina Koye foul. Our left side. He was then operating as a left wing player. So he was always on hand to support Gideon Mensah when you train ball on the funnel. Easy. See a better lateral defenders. I will not defend Baba for how easily he was dribbled. But this is football. And this is how the setup here. If there was a supporting player out of possession to back Baba, would have had presence at that lateral position. There is somebody to thwart the effort of the Welsh players to cross.
Na Asare Boadu so ekasa ewe pen and the Kerm eso baton ni ne wo same boat pa ono so cheche nsem say Ghana form and lower expectations na omo sabi ma omo and raise omo hopes high na Black Stars no no Black Stars ne biem wan hwa ne wonya akomayare yenkoti ya the Kerm so on the studios of Kerm Benefa Emra.
Ghana ni bi o team bia lower your expectations. And fan she wadwin mu say Black Stars e sulu muntare ni Michael Essien ne 7 apia. Any Kevin Prince Boateng ne kodwa someone or blaster. It lower your expectations. Any baby jet as a moja and gina yenimu ho. Any John Mensah and Jonathan Mensah and Bob the center back. And you leading that post to him. And then John Pencil the ball right back. So one lower your expectations.
Okay.
We are no saying free why. Your coach na ko fa ne buy no. Or buy 2 months kra wonya bi. Me ditum say or your experienced trainer as compared to the coaches I have found in recent times. But again, lower your expectations. You know, itimi ya yeken Austria say, Germany say, Mexico say, any will Asare Boadu draw. Wait for any normal board draw no. Or man qualify for World Cup.
Robert started free Korea now. You were born
okay. Korea say, Japan say. It's Korea say, Japan say.
Yeah.
We no.
Yeah.
Australia beso eso. Germany they beso so.
Yeah.
Mexico ni.
Yeah.
It's your last 6 games you win it.
Yeah.
Outside the continent Africa. You win it be ako Asia but Europe. Ya bo Asia mi no ni abebo Europe mi ansa. You win it. Nti so you be na wo tie me lower your expectations. And you what you say match be a best. And you what you say we are favorite against any opponent. And I will to for na you say ya dem. Time I buy game no. No my former Manchester United James Ephraim. No my Soba Thomas. Players no more high 2 and 3 in the first half. No my withdraw money in Ephraim. Inti lower your expectation. But you know semi game no me ansa. But I say in terms of the shape, in terms of tactics, I think say Carlos Kriss crafty system be beat me a boy at the World Cup. Medic the be a catch yourself World Cup na ye kon ye kwa kujina chile. Me kan ya na won tema say you. Ball na chile ne be kwa kujina. So wo jina chile against Wales there na Croatia wo be jina. England wo be jina. Inti one the defensive setup by the no I think say it's okay, and I know going forward guys not be adapted to the plan and the system coach the room for the tactical side. Me free me bad the goalkeeping department. You know, I think say the last time Nasa Franco make us a goalkeeping in Australia settle out who is going to be the number 1 or see a trem or in trem said you Enra okay the first half and the second half and game artistic in the mind in the first 30 minutes. Mitidie chem say coach the bet so atizigi at the World Cup.
Oh, okay.
Inti the goalkeeping department no maybe a bebo game for ana say mo game for cry. I think per what atizigi offered Ghana yesterday per the experience and the exposure one he's likely to be the number 1. The next point Calibrianchi aboy right back sir. Yenya Marvin Senanya solid display. Yenya Calibrianchi in our midfield. Now she Thomas Tepati and Elisha. Now she the Calibrianchi the Mai in midfield now. I think say yenya different complexion in terms of our midfield city transitional play or the athleticism. Your midfield ni a bit sluggish, but Oba and you say inji be about to draft your midfield no as compared to Elisha and then Pate and again you know I think say ya attack and a warfare kara and Niama after staying out for almost a year a lot of people really concerned about his minutes Olympic lone but kakrebi obetre no chere say onimbo na onimbo you only need to be fit or quality or betimi assistant game na dia man for me he was the game changer nti ya attack ne dia ka bebebe Kamal Din Suleiman I think says you or to associate ya blaster no so mo pe it's
right after Andy Kerm's submission and a Maxwell Nana Essien Pure FM AJ Baton say no and so to us so or children or can be say Ghana Blaster I think say beya and Kayema and Kolano young guys no and normally PBB I am yema omon and starting nanka Jordan you nemone patenum na de no omon fi bench and for Emra Yan is a coach. I think say he has only one job to do, just on my boys' confidence, and the boys will be able to do the job. Said they see here, 2010 South Africa. Be ya my young boys. Maxwell, so me and to us.
Mr. Kwesi apia ka asembi. Na asem na me say when hu ne kan ne ba ni be ye issue. Okay, sa asem. Tama na oka so poso de nkwala ne bo no mo bra. Okay. Yeah. No de mpanimfo ndi aba no. Enye sa say bimo naturally they are not very good communicators, although they are highly intelligent. You can be intelligent, but to communicate it will be very difficult. Milo did the same thing. World Cup, he fell on the young guys. Okay, and don't see any results.
2010.
Asare Boadu the same level. And there future am pesa me de ma FNI course on be fadia. Senior Black Stars here bobo. Let's look at Jordan. He's done a whole lot for us. Yenhe Iniaki. Andy, can you rely on them? Can you say 100% we can rely and be assured that these guys are going to give us what we want? Yeah, senior man party. Yenhe Elisha Usu. And what's my argument? I say, and then that me know okay. Yes, star player Kudus is not there. At the back, at the defense, Jiku, I don't see a leader is not there. Now Salisu is not there. And then I catch them as Ghanaians. So why you coach now? Oh yeah, boy, who could team? Then I catch them. It means that directly or indirectly, we are moving to a new phase. And the new phase should be the younger and the hungrier players who should be given the opportunity to play. What do you mean? Players who are hungrier. You can't say you're hungry or more. Like me who have me put. I say players are your migraines. Some person who prove a point. Yes, some baby and some who prove a point. We should entrust the game in their hands. Senenga showed it yesterday. Meboa, Irenchi did better. Sandy because even Kamadino on see one senior player is also one player that we can't also trust due to how he's playing. But we can't really put our trust in him. Brandon Thomas Asante, Caleb Renchi, Babunsu, and Esniama. Or guess I'm watching a cry, a man try. Senenga. You're making sure that our boys will play a major role in this tournament near Hadi. Because I see them say they don't say born or young and ye behu bo, but you're ye hungry so per se or ye bibino or ba like a lion. And we have Brandon Thomas Asantino. Oka say on run, you bet me running 90 minutes on the your friend say or be pressurize it, your friend say defense no opponent or be press or be night. These boys have energy. Sending an obey to me alcohol Eddie about be active loginaso. Milo yebi. Because ya bank say a whole 7 up here, meboa. Osa bank say Sule Ali Muntari. And our refi. Send us Sule Crafty Bank by Bobo or bank chomo. And we fell on the young guys and it worked perfectly with some of the key players are not omu. And see going forward no, we need anyway boy Ajete so you who's in Siano on the Sia when say what come out to form. Ajete come out to form. But it's all good. Sometimes the criticisms now ma and you who say or twice but maybe the say just one game near home. So I want them to be consistent. But they've shown said they are hungry for success. And those people, if only Omunimba, we should give them the opportunity. Minim Sandu me Adrian. Na yen say be a senior player there 1, 2, 3. Maybe yen any senior name goes a senior go Americana we in Yaki between me many anje. And in Yaki to press will be difficult. So some of you can't we more. And because they are all young, they also understand their language. And I'm Internet seniors know how to guide them how because they are you munino ye bench Sulali Muntana they are you munina bebo. Because at that time nanka waka say wo kan nanka senior players or be the young players ni bi edu rem and the man your man eko and na so born first na senior players nkwane ye na young players na able to play with the senior players. Meboa Bukayo Saka is how many years old? Onka saw you too much of a senior player though he's been there but in the Arsenal team no or key Anandi meboa Lami Yama Oeki share mo play or free take it by other gule Oba beginning nanko for AU but only be ya doing so be proud. He was a key member. Look at the number of goals he was scoring. So every team biano Pedro those guys no mo do it. She do it pa ne performance PhD team. He's a very young guy. So most of the teams are excellent. The young guys are playing a role. And I think so we need to give them Chamesi Renchi Babonsu. So Babonsu no also ne born to say Sadio Mane DNB and season on ya very good season about Adkansia. Even before then Crow free ni team na call so free Belgium no call. No nye bad. Also it's up no to be the ball no edu to say Sadio Mane DNB. So I think we need to give them the and Nuyama also showed player of free injury naba. And the nye bibiao the hunger to want to do something. Okay, me free injury aba. Me position I ran be 50-50 me
but just 32 minutes
32 minutes me free injury aba. Me position be na 50 me blast us me bobi dada. Okay, so dia me yere me who to regain my position. Sani that mentality near the bobo. And I think Panama for ball to be more. Me Karasa won come to me abo. But no hate you almost New Zealand say 4. It's born a year born. Although yeah, the best players ne born, but I was say boys who are hungry to bibi aye.
Say Kriss and so the honor so adwin kire by say competition na what team ni mo no saying Atizigi and Benjamin Asare ni ade no I say very nice very anti ama coach no po no e struggle so obi the first 11 nti say the enema etie no obi say ye to aso say ya dey say Kriss say there is hope na number 3 ho Barbara man enso any Mensa eche ebona eno so na say and now na ho yenhu ba bi a the obon the ultra bench no eno so okan ho nsem yenkoti say Kriss no from ra
lineup ne ba ya me hu say Atizigi e na edam no na me say di asem na asi ba enura say obi obeka no kore a wonye bias now she goal Atizigi edad in the first half. I think say na coach no a game to decide between ono any Benjamin Asare when the better a goal post to no enra coach no ebe make a very tough decision. Asare nya bad goalkeeper but enra Atizigi goal no die in the first half no enso kire say when a goalkeeper maybe a branch friend Benjamin Asare am the competition there and because of that competition tino enra Atizigi Andy was up there. What if said two crucial saves back on a point blank or saving money echo ball crossbar. Yeah. There was another header
from Daniel James,
and I think that's only athletic. Now unye ubia game no unye focus, unye concentrated. A moment of loss of concentration in that moment, Avianca Blasters considered the first goal, and I think that between the goalkeepers, wait that first half, wait that second half, at least they gave 45 minutes, Andy now only flaws in the first half. Tenra. Ushe coach no una we coach no and now ushe two goalkeepers ni mienu the other first half and the better second half no and we gina so accelerate the best at Blasters and Kenra ka wonya a better tough decision for you to make senka Atizigi be die no and ogu ni ho ni mu ase and Asare e be da second half ni ye dia ka decision na very easy for the coach to make benra go na goalkeepers ni no die no among who to choose to be number 1 no very difficult for all the coaches to do, but they have to make a choice. They have to make a choice. Cameroon crowd they got to a point now they have the 2 best goalkeepers in Africa, 3, but they are now so we are expecting the coach, regardless of how unpopular it may be, regardless of how tough the decision may be, they still have a choice to make a brave boy in first game. And now share in 2 center backs now. Ye natural center back 4 and 5 first choice omuni ho. So many ho no more. One neighbor ahead of the World Cup. Enra Abrante Freno Jonas Ajeti. Eri Jerome Poku and a ball 4 and 5. Andy Ghana a ball Germany we. Ghana ball Australia no. A lot of Ghanaians including myself. I can say Jonas Ajete die Blasters no yes amani ko be free buy Andy me sure say criticisms na e call Jonas Ajete ho no the 2 games no committed penalties be wa he committed a penalty against Austria and then committed a penalty again against Germany. Ghana for do na any anye ne modimbo ho but say we pay attention to enra players in the Gina Park so boy no the only player that played 90 minutes and na Jonas Ajeti. Coach ni change obia apart from Jonas Ajeti I will 90 minutes but so Jonas Ajeti against Germany, Jonas Ajeti against Austria, Enra there was a different Jonas Ajeti obo etia airways Enra. So say wa mo na game na e Ghana for any mujidi but no game no boy any day me sure that sa gidi na Ghana for do na any e woni mu no so to also say ya dia I think that we first say gain Ghana for air confidence going forward general there we -2 at war enra we +1 tie e dia obako a eso yeshem and I think that one of the key momenta abrantie ana de bani gi ho no Jonas Ajete performance and the Odimaye Enra. na yɛnhwɛ yɛn full backs no when they ball between Gideon Mensah and Baba Rahman yɛde Baba Rahman aba Gideon Mensah is available say Baba Rahman ni hɔ no mo a and say Gideon Mensah ni competition eti Baba Rahman abade deɛ Gideon Mensah enya competition so between Baba and Gideon when they ball the left back first half coach decided say in fact majority of the game the coach decided say Abrante Feni Gideon Mensah and more at the left back Nenra Andy Abrante defend Daniel James no or Teti Gideon Mensah Daniel James at Teti Gideon Mensah only say Daniel James no or a former Manchester United player within a man Leeds United last season obo loan Edema Fulham so only Daniel James the biggest attribute a pace
very pacey
Abrante a pacey Nanua onya 1v1 against said they were not attacking our center side most of the attack na pass it through Abrante Daniel James they all defending against Daniel James na Abrante you friend Gideon Mensah and Enra Gideon Mensah as a left back even though say time no Gina Park so Ghana consider but onya a tough time so pay attention left back me no a ebesi akan no ani nyina no all of them almost considered an own goal.
Yeah.
Gideon Mensah, Ojina Park no so no. Eka kitwa bi se nko she own goal.
In the second half.
Baba Rahman so bae no. Eka kitwa bi se eka Baba Rahman enso e consider an own goal. Eti left back no eno two players na boy ni nyina no. A magana for Gidie se left back no Andy sorted. Gidie enhyeda ni ho. But sa branch a ye frenom Marvin Sanaya ne die. Also akwa say Tarek Lamptey we had the form any de watia na unyi so wetima bosa ball no but sa branch boy a oboyi e na no to e ma ne mboni bia yensan flow to yensan sa akene biom because enra Sanaya ne kire say we athletic na near day o say sa full backs na and modern day full backs no e so wa koma o ko na oba and I saw 1 year day and so attribute you expect from a modern day a fullback no Abrante Fred Sanaya no Edema the blasters of Ghana so back line no yeah the goalkeeper dey kan ho a omo impressive man ra no atesegi Sanaya and Abrante your friend Jonas Agiti now who's a typical 4-4-2 formation now the two wingers na oboy no Fatao and Kamadin Andy Kamadin the any day say yeah hu hwe nye you
but Christian so on setup now and I also observed something especially I think that in the first 20-25 minutes na Prince Edukwabena
yes
on moment na attack from the top
yeah was a coach in the ball too top it na Edukwabena no shift to the other side now as a Jordan are drifting behind him.
But at a point, many observation and not if you say I'm in quantity. Born I didn't come on. Dia Oma no more. Almost observe say I say Kamal didn't ever no matter.
Yes, was a rotational rule. Coach national ma say opposition. You just stick to the position. So at a point in time, you see say Jordan Krabba number 10. Sometimes most say do Kwabena on the right. So now rotational, but the arrangement of the players they say the two wingers say bo monrano Fatao and Abrante your friend Kamadin Kamadin no enso progress Kamadin no in fact omo munim Kamadin for the kwara brim say talent Kamadin no enya ho ball and Kamadin e bo no
wanya so many opportunities
yenyi ball na ne fa nkoche eno na Kamadin and that's why oye and for the number of minutes Kamadin any Fatao boy no Andy Manchester meaningful impact bia the two players enya edema the blasters of Ghana and Fifino Andy me surprise the entire surprise is that your boy Elisha Usu and Thomas Partey as the two base midfield Enra na a proper game bia va ye adwuma nka Thomas Partey the red card
yeah me know ya
Enra game no enka Partey wie
the second tackle it was a yellow card
the second tackle no Andy na nya just yellow card o tackler referee ekwe vala one show be ma a straight red card Partey sa tackle no no the card yellow card that
yeah.
So Ebian can just straight red card crana and a referee no add the yellow card Emma Thomas Tepata ka Thomas Tepati if you bonum Enra Bibia say Thomas Tepati mentally, physically, emotionally and you're ready for the World Cup. Now Adeba Kwaya common ultimate is that player only minute or club level no ebe show so often national team and ebe show now say follow the La Liga last season. A free week 29, Andy, name our numbers. A free week 29 up to a week 38 of La Liga of last season. Week 29, Thomas Tepate, Ebotia, Real Sociedad, about 1 minute. 90 minutes in Thomas Tepate, about 1 minute. On one game against Girona, Andy, he was not in the squad. Their next game was against Bilbao. He was not in the squad. Thomas Tepate returning about ball 12 minutes against Oviedo. Only 12 minutes against Oviedo. Their next game was against Celta Vigo. Thomas Tepate played only 1 minute against Celta Vigo. Their next game was against Levante. Thomas Tepate about 60 minutes against Levante. The only game where Thomas Tepate about 90 minutes was against Mallorca, and Thomas Tepate about 90 minutes. Their next game was against Sevilla. Thomas Tepate about 30 minutes. The last 2 games to end the season against Rayo Vallecano, Thomas Tepate about 26 minutes. And then the last game of the season against Bilbao, Thomas Tepate was not in the squad.
Yewura World Cup season in Tebusuya Madika Maka say a promise say a back-to-back sports they say update her if your favorite sports betters want to be a better war a better analysis on Bayanon na putting it together and feeling media but abedan all the answers mame we are not of money like no what try a share abeka click TV abusuya na home me say o me no me aduma ye besan ehia